And so if Napersville can do it, we surely can do it. So again, very strong information for us to support what we do. As Rady said, exercise impacts this portion of the brain. And so that's why it is so important that we let people know what is going on with this, because this part of the brain has so much to do with all of these things. And all of those things relate to learning. And so that's why it is so very, very important. One of the graphics, I'm not sure if you were able to focus in on it on his YouTube. This is always one that I like. This is the average composite of 20 students' brain taking the same test. Okay, these students were sitting quietly for 20 minutes prior to taking the test. These students walked briskly for 20 minutes prior to taking the test. Look at the brain function here versus here. And so many times I know when we're in the week of testing, we eliminate physical education. We eliminate physical activity. And there's no research that says that that's going to work. This is research that says it doesn't work. So again, these are the kind of things we're going to try to get to those superintendents and principals. We share this with you because we want you to feel good about what you do. I'm convinced that the physical education teachers are the most important teachers that children see every day. And you should feel so good about what you do, because we've got the answers to so many of these issues that are plaguing our students. We know that physical activity directly impacts all of these types of things. So basically, it is preparing the children to learn. And so many times we have these types of things eliminated for children who have special needs. We know that a lot of times children who are on the spectrum, they need more physical activity than others because that helps them to stay focused. So again, a lot of research to back up what we do and the importance of what we do. So why do you think we're going to focus on schools? Okay, we got the answer. We know what the answer is. Why didn't we start out focusing on the adult population? Why do you think we're going to focus on schools? Surgeon General once said that schools will be the first place to achieve victories related to obesity and lack of physical activity. If we're going to really be able to make a change in our society, it's going to be through schools. Because they're there. They have to be there. Okay? Kids spend 2,000 hours per year in school. They don't have a choice. They got to be there. And we've got a captive audience. And so therefore, for these reasons, this is the place that needs to be charged with trying to make these differences. Should be educators. Because we've got the kids, we know that we can make those types of impacts with them. So I'll conclude this portion with saying, what you do matters. What you do every day is not just play. Play's important. Play's very important. But you're more than play. And it's not just fun. But it's got to be fun or they're not going to do it. I mean, we all know that. I mean, you tell them you go out and run 2 miles because it's good for you, they could care less about that. Okay? So it's got to be fun. We've got to be more than just teaching skill, even though skill is important. And for God's sake, you're not a break for the classroom teacher. Even though we know that so many times that is how things are viewed. We're seeing right now, and we were working on something the other day about class size, and we're putting together as a state association a new document to try to work with the State Board of Education and State Department of Education on class size. And I can just say that I was a elementary school physical education teacher when I first started teaching, and my classes, as a 20-year-old, my first class was 75. My next class was 150, and it rotated like that all day, and I did not have an aide, okay? It was Donna Dunaway, okay? So I know what these class sizes are like, and I know it was a nightmare. But I also know that we've got to figure out a way to make it work, and large class sizes didn't just start last year, okay? They've always been in existence. But we're working on that, not to say that we're going to be able to do anything about it because we've done position statements before on this. But we're trying to do it because what we're seeing in more and more schools is that if you have 5 kindergarten sections, all 5 of those kindergarten sections come to PE at one time. Now, if I have 5 sections of 5th grade, that's one thing. But if I have 5 sections of kindergartners, that's something else, okay? And so we know that we've got to be more than that break. And hopefully by us working with the superintendents and principals in February, we will be able to make some of those points, that there's got to be a better way. We understand the importance of the classroom teachers having that team meeting time. We understand that. But there's got to be a better way. And so you are more than just a break for the classroom teacher. Okay? You and Hill Done Right, notice I've got quotation marks, Hill Done Right. Okay? You and Hill Done Right are the answer. We're going to accomplish all of these things. We know that we can. We have done it. And we're going to continue to do it. So I stand up here and I tell you all this. How do I know that it works?